Again!
I'm gonna give you guys the Reader's Digest version of the girl that I love the most. I started paralegal school when I was 31 years old, and there's this hot 19-year-old in my class. We took a shine to each other immediately, right? Red flag number one that I didn't even think about. One day, I had a headache in class because I suffer from migraines, and she recognized that. She says, "What's wrong?" I said, "Well, I've got a headache." She's like, "All right," reaches into her purse, and she gives me this big white pill. I'm like, "What is that?" She says, "It's Vicodin." And I was like, "All right." So I took the Vicodin, headache is gone. What's a 19-year-old doing with a bag full of Vicodin, right? Red flag number two, she had homemade tattoo on her wrist, right? Told me she got it when she was 15. Hold on. Red flag number three. Stay with me. Red flag number three. She had a 6-year-old. She was 19 years old who had a 6-year-old, which means what class? She had her child at 13. The baby daddy was in prison at the time we were dating.
Oh.
Statutory EPAR. It was all downhill from there. Guys, this story gets so much worse.
How old were you?
I was 31. I was 31 years old. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say 17.
Oh, no. I lost my job. I lost the place that I was at. The car that I had was paid for because I paid cash for it. It broke down. I didn't have a job, so I couldn't get it fixed. I'm evicted. I ended up having to live with a couple of her drug addict friends in a quasi crack house. Both people were on felony probation.
What?
You can't make this up. Both people, the guy and the girl, were on probation for felony possession. They were on felony probation, ankle bracelets, the whole night. And so I lived there, and so I had to live there, right? And so finally, and I kept trying to get back with her. September 16th, baby daddy gets out of prison. So I called her up. The next day. I was like, "Hey, meet me at this gas station." Then I called up my brother, and I borrowed $800. He gave me $800. I went to the jewelry store. I bought her a ring, proposed to her. I proposed. Listen, I'm telling you. Listen, it gets worse. So now, all of her friends are like, "Oh, she's getting engaged." Well, eventually she started getting the baby daddy behind my back, of course. So we were in this love triangle. Anytime she was pissed off at me, she'd go and fuck him. Anytime she was pissed off at him, she would come and fuck me. This girl calls me up and tells me that she was now engaged to be married to Ben, right? I'm crushed, I'm heartbroken, I'm crestfallen. I'm doing pills, I'm doing drugs. For 10th, the guy, so it's a boyfriend and girlfriend in the crack house. The guy, I was at the library, the probation officer arrested the guy. So then he's in jail for probation violation. So it's just me and his girlfriend. I had no interest in her. It was not like that at all. Well, he was feeling some type of way about the fact that I was staying there. So he called his landlord and told him that I was staying there without their permission. New Year's Day, little Jamaican man comes to the door. He points to me. He's like, "You don't live here. And if you're not out of here by 9 o'clock the next morning, the sheriff will come and put you out." Called my brother again. I was like, "Dude, I'm going to be homeless." So he bought me a bus ticket to Atlanta, and I go down to Atlanta where my mother and brother were living, and kind of started over then. 100%. Yep, 100%. And the thing is you have to understand female nature, and it's funny. A lot of people I have had discussions with, they say, "Well, you have mother. What if you had a daughter?" And I'm like, "Look, man, the truth is the truth. Whether the truth applies to all women, whether they're related to us familially or not. I love my mother and I love my sisters. They were hoes, man. My mom was a hoe. Listen, my mom was a hoe when she was married. My mom cheated on my dad and had at least 2. Both of my sisters have had at least I was there for one of them. So I know and I've witnessed this stuff firsthand. And there are a lot of guys who would like to think, "Well, that doesn't apply to my mom." Yes, Mom, I love you to death. You brought me into this world. I will be forever grateful. But that doesn't mean I can't acknowledge that she was a hoe. That's all there's to it. And Preach are just a couple of virtue signaling you-know-whats. Preach's wife is still a land whale. I would still kick Preach's ass in a fight. And Abba still was milked from the backside. Are you really going to listen? Are you really going to listen to life advice and take your cues from a dude who got milked from the back and a dude who has a land whale of a wife who says maybe 3 words a podcast? Or do you want to take your cues from a man who's been through some shit? But do I help you guys? Is your life better for having subscribed to my channel? Is your life better? Have you learned more? Has your life improved? I can't answer that for you. Only you can.
He's here now. Hey, welcome to another show. Chat, we got to talk about this, okay? Because this one, honestly, we almost let it slip down the drain, but I couldn't believe it happened because I was like, you know what? Whatever happened to Donnie ever since he went on Fresh and Fit and made an ass of himself because, he got exposed by their fans, because of his wife. I mean, his wife represents everything he preaches against, but yet he ended up with. So, how do you come up with that, right? So here's the thing, okay? It gets worse because he goes on the after hour show, chat. Okay, and the after hour show, this guy is gonna try to tell these women what's up, right? He's gonna try to, talk some sage old sense into them, and tell them why, a lot of them, or at least some of them, are probably gonna buy a dog down loan. Okay, they're not qualified, if anything else, to be with a high value man because again, it's a thing nowadays that if women don't want to get married at a very young age, like I'm talking 19, 20, 21 years old, right? Apparently, that's equating to a woman just wasting her time, or as Myron likes to put it, creating more past for herself. So recently checking in on Donnie, just seeing what else he was proud about. It seems like he was proud about this moment right here when he was on Fresh and Fit in the after hour shows where he was going at this one girl regarding marriage and what age and the consent and whatnot, right? I mean, that is pretty much the most exciting thing he's done since the content he's put up about moving to Vegas. Or I mean, I don't know what's going on with this guy. It's like, are you vlogging? Are you a manosphere channel? Are you a dating guy? What exactly are you, Donnie? I'm getting confused. Are you a family man now? Because we know you're a stepdaddy. Well, what's up with you, Donnie? We don't know what you are. All right, but okay. So the going on the topic of the conversation being what is the appropriate age of marriage, right? What is the appropriate age a woman is supposed to settle down and not creating a longer past for herself, whatever that means in Myron's terms, right? And here's the thing, chat. Realistically, personally, I think it's not a good idea for people to marry young. I'm speaking from experience because I was a little fast mover, dog. I fucked around and got married super young, bro. So I know exactly what that feels like. It's not it, bro. Especially the economy and the situation things are right now. It's best people just wait till later, till they can afford kids. Because again, most of the problems, when you talk about single parent households, it comes from people who are having kids that can't afford them. Okay. And then, they don't have time to properly take care and maintain their children. So they end up in systems because there's neglect that happens. Okay. So again, my general theory is until you can afford a kid, have one. But then you also got to put in all these other extra things too as well, like the economy and, because if you got to wait to afford kids, that means you got to make more money. But then we don't have jobs because everyone's serviced. And it just starts to get bad. But the red pill guys, they don't want to think about the nuance of this conversation. No, it's just, you know what? You young guys, well, why you no get married? Why y'all not getting married? Y'all got to get married. That's what it is. You women are wasting your time. That's what it is. You women. You're 19. You're wasting the hottest years of your life because I guarantee you, when you get old, ain't no man gonna want you. And chat, what I honestly find crazy about this is and this is the guy we're talking about who ended up with Devin, okay, who was a single mom and older than him, but he has the gall to come out here and lecture all these other women talking about, hey, maybe I want to wait. Maybe I want to wait till I'm in the same position as Devin, and then I can land a simp like you when you landed her. I don't know, right? I don't think this guy is the right person to have these types of conversations, okay? Like, the fact that he's still considered like an entity in the pill popping spaces is surprising to me. He shouldn't be, because his whole life has just been proven to be an utter lie, okay? He's a fraud. He's a living fraudster. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at how Donnie makes a complete ass out of himself, because again, as we're watching this, because obviously we're going to be judging this shit, okay? That's what we do here. Listen, I want y'all to just pay attention to this, because you might have your own, thoughts and ideas on what or when girls should be getting married and what age. Personally, I think the reasonable thing is you get married when you're ready. Okay, and trust me, getting married young does not mean you're ready. Okay, you might think you're in love. Okay, you might think it might be a smart thing to do. I had buddies who went into the military, okay, and right after that they got married because they thought it was the logical thing to do for benefits. Over time, it fucked them over in the ass. Okay, so listen, it doesn't matter when you would much rather have people getting married when they're more mature and they can understand things and what they're getting into versus getting into it stupid and young and broke. Just say it. So let's go ahead and get to the shit show, chat.
Oh, there you go.
I was 21.
Bruh, why do you say you got married too young?
That's way too young. I mean,
hold on. Who said that's way too young?
Me. I got married at 20. First time.
Why is that way too young?
Because you don't even know yourself to get. You need to date yourself in order to date someone.
Real fast, let's get it just so I know. Raise of hands if you guys think 21 is too young to get married. Raise of hands if you think. Just so we get the temperature.
100%.
Okay, so a majority of the women. There you go. So majority of the girls think it's too young. Sorry, so you can continue on and say why. You
need to date and figure out who you are before you date.
That is.
Before you pick a partner.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's no. Ladies. Yeah. Ladies. If there are any women watching this, all two of you watching, due respect. That's the worst advice you could ever give someone. Is to tell young, attractive women to date around before they get married. Because
date
what
themselves. I said date yourself.
Right.
No,
to get to know yourself
that's
before you pick a
dating yourself. That doesn't mean anything.
No, that's
no. What are you? You're in a relationship.
Listen, I got wrong and you know how much trauma we have to heal from.
Here we go.
This nigga and his painted on hairline. What were you thinking? Huh? What were you thinking? Let's just be honest. What in the world were you thinking? Huh? So again, he's out here talking and saying these things. He's out here saying, oh, well, listen, see, this is where you went wrong, okay? This is where you went wrong is, listen, you are giving women the worst advice. That worst advice being that the worst thing they could do is just understand themselves, understand the futures they want to get into, understand where they want to go, and make sure that, they themselves are healthy enough to get in a relationship. No. All of that is a bad idea. Yeah, no, women, you shouldn't be doing that. Absolutely not. Like, why? That's such a poor thing to do. I mean, this is how they think. Chat, this is how they think, right? This is how they think. They think about all these different arbitrary rules that doesn't make any sense. And you're not even thinking about how society is nowadays, right? You're not even thinking that, like, society, it's getting even harder for people to have children like just on snap like it used to be back in the olden days, right? Because again, what these guys want to do is take you back to the 1950s or the 1940s or 30s where, men out there in general, men, they were able to work in the factories because back then we had manufacturing jobs. And honestly, they were able to make a solid living, right? They were able to go out there and do certain things for themselves. But by those times, when women didn't really have much to say in the household, that was good, apparently, right? So it's like, how do you get it through these guys' heads that we don't live in those eras no more, bro? Like, in the era we live today, most young men, that's just too much pressure. Like, that is just way too much pressure you're putting on the guys, because most guys, they're not going to be able to do that. I'm sorry, okay? And most likely what you're going to be seeing out there is like a single mother situation all the way down the road. Just being real with you. Right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Look, they're trying to flag it. They're trying to flag the stream right now, chat. But am I wrong? You can't do that. You're putting too much pressure on the men. Let's play a little bit more because I see what they're doing right now. I was going to play a little bit more and then we're going to jump into something else.
What does trauma have to do with dating yourself?
What do you mean we watch our parents divorce and treat them?
If you didn't eat breakfast today, would you feel a little funny?
No, I ate everything
today.
Okay,
perfect. So now I know you're operating in logic. Here's where I disagree. I didn't ask about logic, or I didn't ask about the trauma. I asked, what exactly is dating yourself? Are you in a relationship with yourself? Like, what? To me, that's just a bunch of bullshit that women It's just hold on. There you go. Women like to say, I'm gonna fuck a lot of guys in a lot of different ways. They say,
how does that? Where did you even get that from? Can we be honest? where in the fucking hell did you get, oh, I'm figuring myself out to, yeah, she just wants to fuck a lot of dudes. You see, the more Donovan Sharpe talks, the more I'm starting to realize he's an actual incel that's married. And I think he's stuck in his own marriage. So he's forced to project himself out there to everyone else. Because how did you, like, what if a woman says she's going to find out about herself, that doesn't necessarily mean that she's just out here going about fucking every fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry. You realize that most women, and I'm speaking of most women, because there's a few minority out there that are just reckless. I trust me, I've been there. I know, right? But most women in general, okay, they only mess with a handful of guys. That's it. Like, it's usually just a handful of guys, and it's usually the same dudes, probably the rotation somehow. All right. And a lot of times women, like, you don't understand how, like, especially today's day and age, and I think some of the fears kind of, founded and unfounded in a way, but a lot of women are just, they're getting more terrified nowadays, if you think about it. Y'all not paying attention to all these TikTok brainwashes that they're watching, because a lot of women growing up, they are absolutely terrified of men. So they find a good few that they manage to build a relationship with, sexual or not sexual. It is what it is, and that's the circle, right? They're not out here just having massive body count. Like, a lot of y'all, the way y'all are thinking and talking, it makes sense. It completely makes sense. Y'all think like incels. When she says she's finding herself, you want a girl to do that. Just be honest with you, bro.
I'm dating myself. I'm figuring things out. I need to find out who I am. Ladies, this is bad advice, because you're 18 years old right now. You're probably about maybe 2 years from being at your peak sexual market value, but if you took her advice, you'd probably end up like her. Due respect.
Can I interject?
Yes, please.
Because I definitely respect where you're coming from, but I think what she's saying in retrospect, I think what she's saying in retrospect is to really get to know yourself, to identify with yourself.
That's all she's saying. That's all she's saying. We tell men to do this all the time. How is that such a bad thing, right? So we tell men to do this, but then when women are saying, yeah, I think it's great that we should probably find ourselves. No, y'all just trying to sleep around. That's what it is. Yeah, you whore. Yeah, whore. Yeah, that's what it means. Because when we men say we find ourselves, it means we have to go fuck at least 50 girls to figure out a real woman from a hoe. Yeah, so no. I mean, technically we're finding ourselves by being hoes ourselves, but just because we can do it don't mean you can do it. Like, again, it's projection, right? Because again, what do we tell guys, right? We tell guys, okay, you want to get yourself in the right mindset, that all the Sigma male bullshit that's taking off right now in the social media space. Well, what is it, right? You walk alone, the lone wolf type shit, right? It's basically embracing the confidence or your inner confidence type shit. Okay, we tell men to find themselves, build themselves. Hell, your whole platform is about bullshit like that, right? Hey, men, you got to self-develop, even though most of this bullshit is scamming, right? That's what you guys promote to men. So then why is it then when women say, yeah, we got to do the same thing because we reckless out here, right? Now, their path and avenues, whatever path they take, it's up to them, right? But like, why all of a sudden are we saying, oh yeah, no, they just y'all are just creating more past yourself. Yeah, you're gonna find yourself. I mean, honestly, what the fuck does that mean? Come on.
To like literally know before you put that energy onto another human.
Yeah, that's just a bunch of not
again, necessarily.
Yes,
I think that's
it is. There's no necessarily about it. When but listen, you already look. Women will say I gotta know myself. You can get to know yourself in a relationship.
Absolutely.
But what a lot of women do, they use I gotta get to know myself as an excuse. No. Hold on, I'm not saying you, but women like to use different language. Just like her, I said, hey, have you ever been? Well, I haven't been in a relationship in 10 years, but I have dated around. Listen, when I was single for 7 years, I was sleeping around too. Like, it is.
Who honestly believes that? Who honestly believes that Donovan Sharpe, when he was single, he was sleeping around? Wasn't it the same guy that was talking about how he was simping over a 19-year-old heroin addict who was a single mama? And he was 32 or 37 at the time. What is it, 37? You were a 37-year-old man. All right? You lost your job because of a 19-year-old heroin addict. You weren't sleeping around, bro. You proposed to her. You tried to make her your wife after she sold you a couple pills. Like, this is crazy. And even after that, weren't you the one that got finessed into a whole nother apartment by another single mama whose baby daddy was also in prison? Like, like when we looking at your cards, bro, It's like, who the fuck are you to talk about anything, right? You're nothing. You're nothing at all. So I'm sorry. When you talk about, oh, yeah, I mean, when I was single, I used to sleep around. I don't believe it. I don't believe it, bro. And honestly, chat, if you look at the vest that Donnie Boy is wearing right now, that bitch is getting stretched the fuck out. Look at this. Look at this vest he's wearing, chat. What are we looking at? Like, my man, you out here trying to clown these women. You need to get in shape. You're almost 50, dog. Like, you're almost middle age. If you don't take care of your fitness now, like, it's going to be that much harder for you in the future, bro.
What it is. I'm not going to judge anybody about it, but let's call a spade a spade. Getting to know yourself is simply being honest with yourself. You know what you want and you know what you don't want. There's no need for a woman, for a young attractive woman to put off marriage for any reason, especially not these, well, you got to know yourself. That makes absolutely zero sense.
It doesn't even mean know yourself. And I respect hearing the man's perspective, but I just think as when you're young, you're learning your own identity. So you're knowing like what pushes your buttons, you know what feeds you, what interjects you. Like literally, I feel like that's just like learning who yourself.
Let me ask you. This is what I'll do. I'll go on a table and have. It's fine. No.
No, that's what we like.
We're gonna go around the table and have, because the majority of you actually believe that women should wait to get married. They shouldn't get married in their 20s. I want you all to tell me specifically why you raise your hand that women should wait to get married. Go ahead. We'll start with you and then work our way back this way.
Okay.
Well, she's 37.
Give us one main reason.
Like, and one thing you notice about Donovan Sharpe, like, I don't know if he was overhyped in this, like, but my boy, like, you gotta calm down, like, bro, like, your energy is like up here. And I'm going to just bring that right down to here. Matter of fact, even lower, bro. You were a little too teed up. And I don't know if it's because this is your first time in a long time being close to anything remotely close to attractive, because you've been stuck. I mean, honestly, chat, can you blame him? This nigga's been stuck at home with Devin all day doing a podcast from a studio. He finally gets invited to do Fresh and Fit, and he's out here with all this energy. Oh, finally, I get to see some fine young mommies. Oh, like, look at him. Listen, if it wasn't for Fresh and Fit, he'd be doing this right now. Okay, this would be his life. This is hey, where's the hairline, my nigga? That's what I want to know. Where's the hairline? I don't see it. But anyways, this is his life. All right, and then this is Myron's life when you're not paying attention. This is what he does. But anyways, like, again, is this, bro? The way these guys talk versus what they're actually doing don't even make any sense anymore.
The one main reason?
Yeah, just one.
Just one, please.
You need to set your professional life before. You cannot depend on a man.
Set professional life. Okay, what about you? Why should
I didn't raise my hand.
You didn't? Okay. You did. Why should girls wait?
I agree with what Monet said as far as you need to self-discover first. I feel like a lot of people get into a relationship with somebody and they don't know who they are, and that causes a lot of rift within the relationship because this person's trying to figure out themselves and this person's trying to figure out themselves. If you're 21 and you don't even know what you want to do in your career, how could you really establish a relationship, a real, true, loving relationship with anybody if you truly don't know how to love yourself the same way you're trying to love somebody else?
So you need.
That's a valid point. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's a valid point. Okay. She's telling you, if you get married young, you don't know who you're dealing with. And for those guys who say, "Oh, Duke, there's a reason why I have to pause it at certain times." Okay, if you don't understand it by now, I don't know what else to tell you. But you got to understand how YouTube works. Okay, but getting back to it, listen, you have to know yourself, bro. When I got in a relationship, when I got married young, because I was trying to do all that stuff they're talking about. I've already lived it, bro. I didn't even know who I was then. So how can I want something and lead something if I didn't know who I was then? She didn't know who she was then. We were still young. We didn't have time to grow. And as we grew, we realized, hey, we're just better friends than in a relationship type shit. And I'm sure there are people out there who've had similar relationship experiences, right? And you just say, hey, you know what? We part ways. That's what happens, right? But to avoid situations where we create scenarios of single moms out of marriages, that the relationships that fell apart because people got into it too young and heavy, right? You have to be a supporter of people understanding who they are, understanding what they want, what direction they're going into, so they can be healthy enough to get in a relationship. The biggest problem that y'all niggas complain about right now is that there are too many toxic women out there. Do you think that they're doing the work? Honestly, no. So then why would you say that these women and their ideas are horrible? Like, that don't even make any sense, really.
You need self-discovery and career discovery.
Right.
Okay.
You go, girl. Of course.
What about
yes.
you? You raise your hand.
Self-love, baby.
Why is it too young? Why is a girl getting married too young a problem? One reason. Go ahead.
No, I changed my mind.
That's smart.
I have that.
That's smart. So you changed your mind.
She changed her mind.
And raise my hand.
Oh yeah,
sure?
you raised your hand. You gave your reason why. You said for also self-discovery too, right? Anything else you want to add to that?
But I don't think it's a bad thing to even have those moments where you fuck up and you meet the wrong
Oh
person.
no, that is absolutely bad. That is all bad. When you fuck up and meet the wrong person, that gives you trouble.
Damn, let her finish, Donnie. You're like, bro, what are you doing? She didn't even get to speak. And you notice, because here's the thing, I noticed the pattern, right? Like, he's getting an attitude with especially the ones he get into it with are the two black women on there. That's the one thing I noticed, right? And I don't know if it's because they give the most pushback. He also got into it with the Colombian woman over here, but he was more crass, you know, like what Donovan Sharpe does, where he tries to talk about her breasts and all her like physical assets and shit like that. And it's like in a very crude way, because he thinks, you know, bragging about a woman's body parts in a very crude way live on air, knowing fully well this nigga's married, is somehow cool. It's like, bro, you sound like an idiot. Like, nobody would be talking to a woman like that in real life. Oh yeah, those things hanging in front of you. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, at least if you want any successful women, don't walk up to her talking like Donnie. You're gonna lose. Yeah, you're gonna lose all the time. there are plenty of ways you can compliment a girl, okay, and not come off like a loser or an incel or a creep. I'm just saying, bro.
I understand why Callie shit right now.
Let me get all the answers and then you can
What
respond.
I'm saying is,
so she's saying
you don't take what I'm saying because I'm very
I really need you to stop talking when the host tells you to stop talking.
You interrupted her.
Can you do that for me, please? Thank you.
So you just said, just meet the wrong person, and you think that's good, meeting the wrong people and identifying those people.
No, I just think that lives. So if you
Literally what
have
you just said. Can we go
Do your thing, Monet.
All right, lives. What does that mean? Can you tell me what that means?
Speaking to the mic, please.
I don't like confrontation very much.
She's
what
trying
I'm
to
saying
do a side
is,
chat there. It's all right.
Okay. What I'm
Life
saying
lives. What do you mean
is,
by that?
if lives and they happen to have that moment where they meet that person, that's okay. But what I'm saying is, is that close enough?
Hey, y'all. Yes.
Okay. Voice definitely doesn't sound like that. Thank you. So what I'm saying is,
like, you see all these side jabs he's throwing at her, right? He's doing this on purpose. Like, why? Like, okay, bro, you don't need to be doing this. Like, you can have like a cordial conversation. Why are you doing all these little side jabs? You think it's gonna give you some kind of brownie point? Like, what are you doing? Like honestly, what in the hell are you doing? Like, why are you coming at her like that? She's trying, and you can see she's trying to diffuse it. She even said, "I don't like confrontation," because that's exactly what Donnie's trying to do. I don't know. These guys get too comfortable with being very confrontational with women, and I find that very suspect, bro. But again, like, she's warning you, like, bro, like, hey, listen, you're coming at me a little too hard. Like, can I share my ideas? Like, bro, let her speak.
I gotta be the chick.
Okay, just answer the question, please. I'll shut up. Just please.
I'm not gonna answer because this is his show, so I'm gonna pass.
See? And now she gave up. She gave up. That's it. That's what you do. Like, when you bully people, that's what he's been doing. You're a weirdo, Donnie. Like, how does it? You to think that you're putting this on your channel as a very proud moment of yours, a very proud accomplishment. Oh, I told this woman. They're calling her. Oh, I told this plus size model. Oh, I told her. No, that's not how that works. It's like, bro, you look like a weirdo. This is all weird.
Okay, just please answer. So you said self-discovery and then lives. Can you please explain what life is?
I just don't think it's a right or wrong. I just feel like at the end of the day,
so all experience is valid.
Absolutely.
All right.
That's all I was saying. I don't want no trouble.
Okay.
Donovan Sharpe. Hold up. Why? Hold up.
Okay. What I'm
Life
saying
lives. What do you mean
is,
by that?
if lives and they happen to have that moment where they meet that person, that's okay. But what I'm saying is, is that close enough?
Hey, y'all. Yes.
Okay. Voice definitely doesn't sound like that. Thank you. So what I'm saying is, why I gotta be the chick?
Okay, just answer the question, please. I'll shut up. Just please.
I'm not gonna answer because this is his show, so I'm gonna pass.
Okay, just please answer. So you said self-discovery and then lives. Can you please explain what life is?
I just don't think it's a right or wrong. I just feel like at the end of the day,
so all experience is valid.
Absolutely.
All right.
That's all I was saying. I don't want no trouble.
Okay. All right. What about you?
Thank you.
Why do you think women should wait to get or not get married when they're in their 20s?
I feel like not just women, men and women need to heal before they enter into any relationship.
Right.
Okay,
Heal
so
from
you
the
think-
past trauma, from their past relationships. A lot of times people break up to go into another relationship without even
So
healing.
both genders should wait.
Absolutely, should heal.
Right.
Both genders should heal.
What if they don't have trauma, so they don't have anything to heal from?
What if they don't have trauma? That's bullshit. Everyone has trauma. Everyone is toxic. The problem is toxic people are getting with other toxic people and they're creating more toxic situations. And sometimes it's fatal attractions and scenarios happening out there. So we need to like emphasize on mental health because we are not in a good place as a society. Anyone telling you that we are, they're lying to you for something, bro. We're men and women right now. We have serious mental problems. Okay. So yes, even though most people just pay lip service to this shit, I still think that is something people should do because I don't think people take that shit seriously. She's hitting on something because a lot of traumatic situations that men and women have are from prior relationships, right? So whether it's a woman dealing with a man, she's had toxic situations prior to meeting you. Maybe it hasn't had time to see a counselor or therapist or whatever the fuck it is, right? But it's almost always a situation that we're dealing with a man who wasn't ready and vice versa. Why did most of these guys come to the red pill? Because they got played by some girl who was dealing with some toxic shit and then put that shit on him, right? And then now he's toxic because he's listening to Myron gay ass doing some weird shit. All right. This is how they infect you. They turn you out and then now you all saucy and weird. This is what happens. All right. Now all y'all doing is doing men conventions and listening to shirtless niggas who are wearing shades indoors. I mean, wake up. There's an agenda here, people. I don't know where I'm going with this. Honestly, don't. But y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Again, it's like we gotta stop this, okay? She's got a point. Even though most people pay lip service to mental health, I still think it's something that's serious. It really is. We gotta really pay attention to it.
So they can go into a relationship.
Oh, well, how about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I'm saying more specifically for women. So you're saying women need to heal first. Let's assume they didn't grow up in a fucked up household or anything like that, and they grew up in a 2-parent household, nice stable home.
It doesn't matter.
I'm
I'm a celebrity hairstylist. Let me tell you one thing. You can have lots of money and be in a destructive household.
Yes.
I said stable.
It doesn't
I
matter.
said stable.
That.
I didn't mean like the stable can mean a multitude of different things. You can grow up poor, right, and still come from a stable household.
Absolutely.
So what I'm asking is, let's assume that the girl came from a stable household. She doesn't have trauma. She doesn't necessarily need to heal the way that you're saying. Should she still get married young or no? You still disagree with that?
I believe that's an opportunity, but it's very rare that 20-year-old, 18-year-old girl is ready for marriage.
Okay. And
You still don't know what you're doing at that age.
you would say healing trauma. Anything else? Why? They need to wait. Just trauma.
In my Black and brown community,
In general.
they need to wait. Period. Just period.
All right. Or what about you?
So I never said that like marrying young was a bad thing. It's only a bad thing if you're married to the wrong person, I feel.
Okay. So
That's also a valid point.
you think it's appropriate for women to get married young? They just need to make sure it's the right guy.
It has to be the right guy. It has to be the right guy that's like
Serial killer marrying young then.
yeah.
You just didn't work out in your situation.
Yeah, he wasn't a leader at all. He wasn't the way he needed to be. Not dominant. He didn't have any.
You were the boss.
I wasn't the boss. It's just that he tried to be the boss too hard. He was
She didn't respect him. Yeah, she didn't respect him.
He was too controlling, and then he was broke too. So
No,
shit.
that's the reason you broke up with him. It's because he was broke.
No.
Hey, Donnie, why is your shirt collar running away like your hairline, bro? Why is your shirt collar running away? Do you think this is cool? What a nigga, Scarface want to be looking ass. Why is your shirt collar running, bro? Why is it running? All right. And honestly, why? Okay, she just described to you a multitude of reasons why she felt like this dude wasn't it for her. And everybody knows or have met a dude who thinks that they're the man, but ain't got shit to show for it. Even Kevin Samuel, some of y'all who follow him, he's been speaking on that for a long time. Matter of fact, before he got famous and y'all niggas gave him fame, all right, he was speaking about a bunch of y'all niggas who are doing this crap, right? Again, this is what I'm talking about. So when he sits there and says, "Oh no, it's because if he didn't have money." What? No, it was no. He was. It's that they were at the same level, but he was still trying to run shit. Like, you know, he was at a top level, like he was taking care of shit, and that doesn't work too well, right? Because then the balance of equation is gone. All right, it starts to look weird. That's all she's saying. But it's like, oh, because he was broke. That's the main reason, right? It's part of the talking point. It's what he has to focus on now. Now he's gonna attack it like a shark because he thinks he's making content here.
Not just
So if you were Okay.
All right, go ahead, Donovan. Now that you know the reasons, so we got a bunch of different reasons here. Studying a professional background, self-discovery, having your career set up, more self-discovery, all experiences are valid, good or bad.
Trauma.
Waiting, healing trauma, and then I won't even put her in there because she said it's okay, but you gotta marry the right person, so her situation doesn't work out. What's your response?
She changed her mind.
And then she changed her mind.
Yeah, she changed her mind.
What's your thoughts?
My thoughts, real quick, just a random question. How many times have you been dumped?
Just twice.
Twice? You? Have you ever been dumped by a guy?
No.
You?
Never.
You?
No.
Okay, you? Have you ever been dumped?
Oh,
Keep up, sweetie. Okay, you?
No.
You?
once.
Once? You? Okay. Okay. And so what you said was, and this is something that we hear a lot of women say, you too. They say you have to get your bag because you can't rely on a man, right? Because what if he turns out to be a bum, or what if he leaves? These are all valid questions.
Yeah.
But then I just went around the panel and asked how many of you have been dumped? And women, and 95% of relationships. So what's the real reason you're not getting married young? Is it because you're afraid your husband's going to leave you, or is it another reason? Because men don't leave relationships.
It's not secure.
Hold on, say again.
It's security.
Security?
Number one, yeah.
Okay. So
Feeling safe, secure, is number one for me.
Okay. So no, I hear you. So you feel like you need to have a career for yourself so that you can feel safe and secure.
I was raised that way. My mother raised me, don't depend on a man for nothing. Get yourself. So that program.
Yeah, I think that's the right way you should be raising your children. I raised my daughter exactly that way. Hey, are you kidding me? After clowning y'all red pill popping niggas, you don't think I'll be telling my daughter, hey, watch out for these niggas out here. It is not looking good when you get older. You gotta watch out, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. And you will be a stupid, irresponsible parent if you have children out there and you're not warning your sons and your daughters about the reality of how bad other people are with their parenting. Just saying. Okay, so you said, oh, that's such a bad idea. Your parents are telling you that you have to make your own money? What? That's such a bad idea. No, you can't focus on your career. You can't focus on yourself. And I've always had a problem with this talking point, right? Because it's like, do you want a completely useless woman? Like, why wouldn't you want her to have, like, or have the capacity to earn something? Like, have the capacity to take care of herself? Let's say if you guys have kids, right? Yeah, it's cool being a breadwinner, but you still want her to have the skill set to be even able to go out there and get a job should something happen. Because again, you might be thinking, oh, I'm a breadwinner, I'm going to be working for the rest of my life, but you can die at any moment. Okay, you can delete, you can go, bye-bye. All right, then what happens? Do you want her to jump into the arms of another man along with your kids calling him daddy now because she doesn't have no skill for herself? The only thing she has is to jump into a rich man's lap and she don't need nothing else. Is that what you want? Or do you want a woman who's going to be able to handle it and build your family to where it needs to be? Like, this is crazy. I got family members out there, like parents, like dad passes away, parents were together, mom had enough skill because mom got master's degrees, all right, to be able to not only build a family, she didn't even feel the need to even jump in another relationship. Had the house, everything, raised the kids love her. Now they got grandkids. She's the matriarch there. Why? Because she was able to have the skills to take care of herself. Y'all are out here just wanting useless women. That's what it is. You want cheap, useless women that aren't even ready to do with no skill sets. Do you even understand what you're asking for? Do you, like, honestly, do you niggas understand what you're asking for here? You're literally asking for a woman to be worried about the next man's pockets. That's it. Like, I don't get this, bro. These guys are stupid.
Due respect. No, I agree, and I mean this with all due respect. This is why you're 44 and single with 3 kids, guys. And look, I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not trying to crack on you either. But this is the reason why the dating market is a shit show. Is because we actually have women who think that they don't want to get married, and their reason is because my husband is going to leave me when they have never been dumped in their lives.
How is that even a valid point? Oh, yeah. Women have never been dumped in their life, so they have no valid reason to think that their men are going to leave the relationship because women they statistically never get dumped. Bro, are you kidding me? Okay, it doesn't happen on a big scale because most dudes, it's established y'all can't get women. So, but yeah, dudes, we dump women. We dump women a lot. Where do you think a lot of heartbreaks come from? Yeah. We dump women too. Okay, so you said this out. Women have been dumped. No. It happens, just not on the same scale. But that's still not an excuse to sit there and say, yeah, it's because you guys don't get dumped. It's the reason why you have no excuse to even leave a relationship, because we know a man will never leave a relationship. What kind of... So? A man could be abusive in a relationship and still don't want to leave. Matter of fact, he don't even want the woman to leave either. This shit happens. Your logic makes no sense. Like, I don't get this.
Right? You filed for divorce. You've never been dumped. You've never been dumped. You told me, hell no, you've never been dumped. Once. How many relationships have you had?
4.
More than one. There you go.
4 real relationships.
Sure. The point is that men don't walk away from relationships unless they have a damn good reason. So when you tell me things like, I need to self-discover, to me, that's 1,000% bullshit. That's the first thing. The second thing is you said, and I agree with what you said for the guy. You have to get out there, you have to date the bad boys and this and the other. Did it ever occur to you that making mistakes with a guy, that's what you said. You said there's nothing wrong with making a mistake with a wrong guy when you're younger. This is what causes that trauma that you have to heal from at 44 years old and single with 3 kids. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy that
even if she gets in a relationship at a young age, and let's say she gets married, bro, let's say that marriage ends up in a divorce or she's a widow. Okay, now she has baggage, right? According to you, because she has kids from a previous marriage that the husband died. So by definition, a woman can still do it right, but still end up having baggage. But guess what? We know that your talking points is bullshit, because we know that there are men out there that are still willing to adopt and be able to deal with these single mothers. Okay, we know it happens all the time. So all this little talking you're talking about, I don't even get it, because like the logic itself doesn't make any sense. A woman could do everything right, and get married at a young age and whatever the fuck, and then men will still consider that a past. Versus even if she decided, oh no, I don't want to, get married and wait till later. Like, I don't get it, bro. Y'all are not thinking at all. This is weird.
Especially young, attractive women, almost, and you work at Twin Peaks. You got to get out of there before it's too late, because it's only going to be a matter of time before you are disqualified by every man you want in your life. That's just how it is, man. So whenever you ask a woman, hey, do you believe in getting married young? Most of the time they're going to tell you no, but it's very important to listen to the answers. The answers vary from sea to shining sea, but really all it is, it's just an excuse to be a fucking hoe. And
there we go. It's not a show until Donnie breaks out the hoe.
If that's what it is, then just fucking say that's what the fuck it is. And just be done with it. And Mr. Lucky is laughing because she knows it with her pearly white teeth.
Do you have something you want to say? She had her hand up from before, too, and then we can go to her. Go ahead, because she had her before. What do you want to say? Go ahead.
With all due respect and all the love, and I don't know who raised you.
A hoe. And that's not me. He called his own mama a hoe. Chat. There's a reason why we put that intro up. He called his own mama a hoe. He called his own sister a hoe. So it just gives you an idea who this guy is when it comes to women. He probably thinks Devin, his wife, is a hoe. No, he does. He actually does think Devin's a hoe. This is crazy. Shout out to Glassy Eyes with the 5 says, since they harp on logic so much, why do they advocate for someone getting married whose brain isn't fully formed until 25 unless it's for control? It's exactly for control. Because when a woman starts thinking and getting hip to the games that men play, well, guess what? It's no fun for the guys anymore, right? They don't have this young, naive girl that they can, put under thumb until she decides, I'm done with this. You're just a loser. Like, you're a loser, bro. And that's how it is sometimes. Instead of men working on themselves, they go for younger women. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, right? But, come on, bro. Ain't nothing an 18-year-old gonna teach you, bro. I'm sorry. Y'all just hunting these 18-year-olds. It's either a vanity thing or y'all got other issues. That's all I think. It's just weird. To me, it's just weird. It don't make no sense, bro. Bro, I don't know. I don't know how these guys think, bro. I think that's why a lot of the undercover predators that are being exposed right now are coming from these communities right here. Okay. The reason why is they like them young. Look at them. Look at them, bro. You got to really listen to what they say. Okay. These guys, man, they on some Geppetto shit, bro.
But on the respect of the panel and the respect of women that actually produce other people on Earth, you're wrong.
And why am I wrong? Why am I
Because when
wrong?
you
So what I said.
conversation-
So hold on. Tell me why I'm wrong
The
about
reason
women
why I
wanting
have
nose.
to debate with you, and I'm really not confrontational at all,
Okay.
and my Libra scales are really turned opposite on the axis right
I'm
now.
we got it.
Because when you literally ask the question, you're very rhetorical, and I honor that because you know how to slip and slide. But I dated a Leo, and I'm very professional with you motherfuckers at this time. So what I'm going to say on the rhetorical state, and I'm so sorry that literally we went in a circle panel to figure out the pros, the cons.
The girls want to be hoes?
No,
that's what I said.
I'm literally like on my 5th cocktail, and to hear you say that just really fucking devastates me.
Yeah, the truth hurts.
No, babe, you're wrong. And your beautiful shirt, you're wrong.
Okay, so
she's still trying to be nice. That shirt ain't beautiful. That shirt is struggling to hold it together. I mean, do you see the sheer size of Donovan Sharpe's body? Look at him. Look at this man. I mean, look at this. This man ain't even in shape, bro. Talking about he high value. I mean, is this what you women have to look forward to? I'm sorry, bro. If that's it, hey, broke niggas stay winning. I'm just saying. Hey, if that's what you gotta look forward to for a high value a stud, all right. Hey, we gonna stay winning over here. We stay winning over here. All right, keep working and getting all the cash. It is what the hell it is, bro. All right, chat. Listen. That's pretty much the crux of it, right? That's pretty much the crux of it. They go back and forth, and then Donovan. It got to the point where they got annoyed, right? By they meaning Fresh and Fit, and them. They were like, "Yo, Donnie, like you gotta settle down." But mainly, he just seemed like he was overdoing it with these women, right? Like he was trying to force down certain ideologies, and it's like, bro, that don't even make sense. You are that dude. You are that guy. Exactly it. You talking about pretending to be a high value man, whatever. Look who you ended up with. By the very definition of Devin, it means these women are gonna be winning in the future. Just being honest. The definition of that. They're looking at your life and say you're supposed to be high value, but the best you can do was a woman 4 years older than you and already has a child. And then they're gonna bring Andrew Wilson out here. They're gonna bring Andrew Wilson out here. How many baby mamas or baby daddies did his wife have before she ended up with him, Mr. You women are whores. You women are just trash. You women are you women are just sick. What your wife is? Again, these guys. You gotta pay attention, okay? When they sit there and they're spending time with these OnlyFans girls, trying to talk about relationships, trying to talk about all these other things, right? It's cap. It's all lies. They actually wish they could have a wife that's hotter. They actually wish some of them had the skills to talk to beautiful girls, right? We've seen even guys that run the show, Myron and Fresh and whatnot. They don't even have the skills to talk to women. Y'all remember that when they did that dating show, speed dating show on Sneakos, right? They didn't even have the skills to talk to women. None of them did. Fresh was over there back there breakdancing like he was having a seizure. It's like, nigga, calm down. Settle down, bro. Myron was out here interrogating. Where did you come from? Did you cross the northern or the southern border? like, think about this, right? Look at this, right? These guys, they're just hypocrites. They're a bunch of guys, and honestly, they're just a bunch of guys who fake their personalities enough to get a bunch of idiots online to believe they're him, right? And what this exposes is how monumentally easy it is to dupe a bunch of dudes out there. Really. Like, all it takes is some guy who can fake a false bravado long enough and to sell you enough products to eventually become that guy, right? That's all it takes at this point. Like, anybody could do it. Like, y'all in the chat, y'all could do it. Y'all want to make some quick money? Huh? Y'all want to make some quick money? Let's do it, right? Who want to be my confidence man? Who wants to be my confidence man? I'll put up money behind it. We'll make a bag off these incels. Come on, right? I mean, what are we doing? Let's be honest. It's that easy. Y'all are just making it too easy, Jack. Bro, if y'all want, y'all can check out the rest of the video in what do you call Fresh and Fit stream or whatever the fuck it is, right? I'm not playing the rest of it. It's trash. It's trash. It is what it is, bro. Like, Dottie, I am glad that you're moving to Nevada. Okay. We'll be able to check in on you and see exactly how you're doing, right? Don't worry. It'll be all right. But I'm glad you're making that move from where you are. Okay, I hope you're not running from more felonies, buddy. I hope you got everything, straightened out. Everything's all square. And next, we're gonna cover Saint the Sinner. Apparently, Saint the Sinner's on Fresh and Fit too. Why all these niggas popping up on Fresh and Fit all of a sudden? Y'all notice that? Like, why is Fresh and Fit digging at the bottom of the barrel for these guys? Like, is something wrong Like, it's all of a sudden Saint the Center's the main show. Like, what's happening? Like, I thought y'all could do better. Fresh, what happened with them networking skills? the best you could do is milk nut over here. Oh, jeez. Listen, chat, I appreciate y'all being here. Y'all could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with Dukendon, and that means a lot to me. Go ahead and have yourself a good weekend. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
But ass.